Hello Amiga fans, and today I'm going to show you how to use your favorite Bluetooth controller with your Amiga. I'm going to show you this using the 8-bit Do SN30 and the Xbox Elite controller with the Brook Bluetooth adapter, but this would work also fine with the standard Xbox One Series S Bluetooth controller or a PlayStation 4 controller, basically most Bluetooth controllers. To accomplish this, first you're going to either need an 8-bit Duo retro receiver or a retro-bit Bluetooth receiver. This probably works with other receivers or 2.4G receivers, but these are the only two I've got, so these are the only two I'm testing. So both of these receivers are intended for the Sega Mega Drive. The 8-bit Do here is linked up to the SN30, and the retro bit is linked up to my Xbox controller. So I'm just going to quickly show the button configurations for both these receivers, because they do differ ever so slightly. So I'm quickly playing some Streets of Rage 2 in 2-player mode. So here with the 8-bit Do receiver and the SN30, keys are mapped to A is Y, B is B, and C is A. So in the same placement as the Sega controller. The retro bit, on the other hand, maps A to A, B to B, and C to the right trigger. And if we swap these around, then it would be opposite way around. So if this was connected to the 8-bit Do, then it would be X that is A would be B, and B would be C. So that's just a note for future. And as you can see, all the buttons work perfectly fine on the Mega Drive and in this game. As most of you will be aware, you can use a Sega Mega Drive controller in an Amiga system. The B maps as Fire 1 and C maps as Fire 2 in those rare games that actually support two buttons, such as Flashback. And because the Mega Drive controller works natively in the Amiga system, you would wrongly assume that the retro receivers will as well, but they don't. So here I'm visiting the website pinoutguide.com, and this is the pin configuration for the Mega Drive controller, or the Genesis controller if you want. And we are interested in this column here. So up is 1, down is 2, left is 3, right is 4, and the 5 volts is on 5. The B button maps to 6, and the C button maps to 9. Now if we look at the pin configuration for the Amiga, we're interested in this column here, digital joystick. Up is 1, down is 2, left is 3, right is 4, and 5 is not connected. 6 is Fire 1, 7 is the 5 volts, and 9 is Fire 2. So the reason these receivers don't work in the Amiga is that it's expecting the 5 volts on the 5th pin, but it's actually getting it on the 7th pin. So all we're going to need to do is switch those around. So to get these Bluetooth receivers working with your Amiga without modifying the Amiga or the receivers, all you need to do is buy one of these. This is just a Mega Drive extension cable for the controller. So firstly, open up one end and make a note of the colors. So the color of these wires may differ in the extension cable you buy, so do make a note of it yourself. But for me, pin 1 is red, 2 black, 3 is gray, 4 is orange, 5 is brown, 6 is green, 7 is white, 8 is blue, and 9 is yellow. So if you're a dab hand at soldering, you could desolder the 7th pin, the white wire, and desolder the 5th pin, the brown wire in my case, and attach the white wire to the 5th pin, and then leave the brown wire dangling. Because as you saw on the pinouts, it's not connected. You can connect this, but I found that this makes some games incompatible with the controllers, so it's best to leave it floating. And if you don't fancy soldering, you could do what I did instead and buy one of these Breakout boxes. I also shortened the cable as well, so it's a lot more compact. So once you cut the cable, shorten the wires down and expose the bare wire, and then come to your Breakout box. So the pins on the Breakout box are handily numbered, as you can see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And as you can see, 7 I have not plugged in, and there is the brown wire left floating. The 7th wire, the white wire, I have plugged into number 5, and I also took this opportunity to swap around 1 and 9. The reason I've done this is because 1 is up and 9 is Fire 2, and I really hate jumping with up, so I've swapped it around. So now C is my up. And that is it. Just close it up, then plug in your retro receiver into the end, and then plug the entire thing back into your Amiga. So the adapter we just made and the 8-bit Duo receiver is now plugged into my Amiga, and I'm going to sync up the controller with the receiver. Both lights are now blue, so success. So Flashback is one of the few games on the Amiga that actually supports 2 buttons. And here I'm using an adapter without switching the up and the fire button. So here on the SN30 controller, fire 1 is now B, which is fire and run. A is holster weapon. And up is still up. And now also with the retro bit receiver and an Xbox One Elite controller with a Bluetooth adapter, where fire 1 is now B on the Xbox controller, and fire 2 is the right trigger. With the Elite controller, you can even map some of the paddles to the buttons as well, so you need to go into your PC and remap those. And also with the Xbox controller, if you don't want to swap around the buttons on the cable, you can just do it in the Xbox software as well. The adapter will also still work with your Mega Drive controller, and if you have swapped the up and C buttons, they will be swapped on the pad as well, which for Flashback isn't so convenient. But for the majority of games, especially platformers, it's a lot better. And you've seen it working in the Amiga 600, and now here it is in the Amiga 1200. And you can make 2 of these, so you can play multiplayer at the same time, both of you on the couch, far away from your Amiga, on a nice big screen instead of a small little CRTV. And if you do decide to swap up and fire 2, you will find games like Another World are much easier. It's so much easier jumping with the C button than it is jump, and there are many more games like this. And as an added bonus, these will even work with an Atari 2600. I can't capture footage from my 2600s because I don't have anything to capture RF with, so this GoPro footage will have to do. And here I am playing Joust with my SN30 as player 1 and my Xbox Elite controller as player 2. I can't guarantee that these receivers will work on every retro console and every retro computer, so it's definitely worth checking the pinouts, make sure that they're the same, and if they're not, you could make some different adapters for your other consoles or computers. And there we have it, with just a simple modification to a cable. With the 8-bit Duo or the retro bit receiver, we can now use our Xbox controllers, our PlayStation controllers, SN30s, probably Switch controllers. Just try them out. Any Bluetooth controller that works with one of these will now work with the Amiga. So I really hope that helped, and, you know, watch some other videos maybe. Maybe just subscribe and share. Do some shares and stuff. So that's me, Scope. Do enjoy your wireless controllers with your Amiga. Catch you next time.